Wolfpack. Nice to see you again. And yes, you don't get a face reveal. You can only see hands. Don't mind the horrible nail polish job. We're doing this, and we're also making a video for all of you that here who are new and haven't been around since like the very beginning. Because some of you haven't been here from the very beginning, I need to make a video telling you about all my characters and their origins and kind of just the basics of them. So at the moment, sorry, I'm gonna grab all my stress balls. At the moment, I am making a script book thing. At first it was going to be a book, and then I realized this really isn't my thing, and I decided that more of like a script, so it's kind of messier, not very neat. But a script book would be a lot nicer. Meaning I'm going to turn this into an anime in the future. That is my goal. And because of this, you gotta have characters and a bunch of stories. Some of the things that I make are just trends. Some of them I do plan on making actual things that happen in the story. So yeah. I don't know if I still have the videos, but if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the shorts section of videos, it should have videos of all the characters and their names and a few things about them. It's not completely up to date though. But you'll get to know them more as we go along. You'll get to see all the changes firsthand and all that stuff. But for now, I want to introduce you to the four main ones. If you watch my videos, you'll see Ruby, Howells, Alex, and Okami. Okami is main character. Alex is the second main, and then Alex and Ruby and Howells are the secondary main characters, pretty much. And they're okay. So Okami is the main character of lots of things. She has lots of abilities. It's all part of this prophecy thing. So she's part of a prophecy. You'll have to wait until the show comes out to get more info on that. It's hard to explain. But for the second part, for Alex, her character is more basic. Of course, she still has lots of abilities, but she doesn't get her true powers until later on. And also, their powers are called auras, so I shall now respond to them to them being called that from now on. But yeah, they're called auras, and they all have all sorts of different abilities and stuff. And character designs have changed, kind of. Not too much, but some of them have changed quite a bit. And I do hope you guys can all get acquainted with all the characters, but here's some stuff you need to know. One is the character Daisy. She's a Wolfle. There is like a Wolfle thing that I have, and I haven't made a video of her yet, but I have made what a basic Wolfle looks like. Daisy is different because she's much they kind of have like the frame of an Enderman, except instead of just being really tall, they're just kind of large in general, although they are kind of skinny based off normal biology. Okay. Yeah, so but other than that, they're kind of just these, like, they don't have eyes, and the ones that do have like weird button eyes. The reason they would have eyes though is because they have been ranked differently. Daisy is the leader of all of them, and that is why she has these like It's supposed to be ropes, doesn't really look like that. It looks more like bandages, to be honest. But she has ropes, and technically she does have bandages, but she has ropes, bandages, and even sometimes leaf accessories. Those are hard to put in a gacha, but anyways, yeah, she'll have like leaf accessories and stuff. And that's like to make sure that just to make sure that everyone understands that she's the leader and all that stuff. Kind of like how kings wear all this royalty stuff, like crowns and stuff. Yeah, pretty much that. And she's also much larger because she's been selected to be leader. So she wasn't selected because she's larger because she was selected. And they're kind of like bees. Males aren't very useful to them. And mainly the clan is made of females. Of course, they will have males, though, unlike most hives of bees. They will have males, but that is because the males do most of the hunting because they're expandable. I'm kidding. Any males that are actually born in the clan or whatever are either go through a ritual to be human, or they can choose to work as a scientist. Some are allowed to be doctors, but that's just because we need to have some male doctors for the males that do stay in the clan. Of course, you'll see lots of children who are males, but once they turn like 14, they'll get kicked. They'll either be they can either choose to be human, or they can be a scientist or a doctor if a spot has opened up, but there has to be an open space. Okay, then you need to know about red and purple, which I have made a video on them most recently. And red and purple are, if you've noticed, Okami's eye, she has one purple, one red. She can also go into different modes, red mode and purple mode. Red mode is when she's raged. That's when red comes out, and she usually takes control of whatever's going on. Purple is more of like a calm state. She doesn't do much. She doesn't come out very often. She'll have her times, but she's not too important to Okami's character. But when they are not in control, there's this mindscape place, and it's a really pretty place, has beautiful colors and trees and nature, and whatever two people aren't in control get to hang out there. So let's say, for example, Purple and Okami, they can hang out there together and do all sorts of things. It's really fun. And it's a great thing. Yeah, so I'm really happy about those. Other than that, there's her past that I'd like to explain. Other than that, I don't think there is much to explain. Except for Opal and Callie, I do want to explain those to you. And Bunzo. Bunzo's also important. Okay, so first is Okami's past. If you've seen the videos, she did live in a lab for a decent portion of her life, and you're probably thinking, oh, how original. But I promise it plays a big part to her character, and yeah, it's not original, so whatever. But sorry, I'm squishing my stress ball. She used to be in a lab for a big portion of her life, and because of this, she has grown to have a fear of needles, so she'll refuse them and completely, like, no, get away from me. Kind of like that, to be honest. That's kind of how she acts. But, she's a great character. She's super kind, and I don't know if I've made any videos really involving this, but people go two ways about her prophecy. They either think she was instead made by the devil and was instead sent to ruin this world and is only said to save it so that she can do it without any interruptions. And then there's the people that are more correct and say that she was made by their goddess Irene, which it is really common to believe in the god Irene there. Of course, there are 2 villages that don't believe in that, and yes, they are split up into villages, and all that stuff. There's like main villages and then towns that live around those villages. So a town that lives close to Blood Village, which is the one that Okami and the others are from, they are allies of the Blood Village and stuff. So they're like just like right outside the village's border and stuff. But yeah, so she grew up in a lab for a while, ran away, and then eventually the lab was found out about, so she didn't have to stay in hiding, which is good because the next year she was finally old enough to go to ninja school. Another thing I think I should mention is there is a lot of girl characters. The reason for this is not because I'm a girl and I'm being whatever you want to call it. It's actually because I wanted to do the opposite of the normal idea of like how society works. So instead of wives running businesses or staying home and working at restaurants, it's instead the opposite. Boys work at restaurants, work some businesses sometimes, and stay at home a lot. They're usually the ones that take care of the family and stuff. The reason that they actually choose to do this, though, is because it's easier for females to be able to do things, because, like, they're flexible, so ninjas of them are better because they just are more flexible, which is really handy for ninjas. Not to mention, smaller frame is actually kind of good. But other than that, yeah, so that's kind of something about the whole culture thing. So yeah, women are more popular for running businesses, being more powerful. Of course, males still do stuff like that. It's just kind of like how our society is, except swapped. Except children stay on the same level of like, you're gonna be our future one day. Kind of like that. But now I'm going to explain Opal and Callie, and then I'm going to explain Bunzo. Actually, let's do Bunzo's first. She's pretty simple. They're both simple, but let's do Bunzo. Bunzo's pretty much just the villain of the story, like the main big bad they have to defeat. And then Opal and Callie are this cute little pair of kids that Alex, Okami, Howells, and Ruby saved. And they eventually have them meet each other, and they get along pretty well. And then later on, as you've seen in my videos, they are at school and they end up growing crushes for each other. And I know you're probably thinking there's so many gay ships in this. The reason for this is because I'm doing the swap thing. So it is more normal for people to be gay than straight, unless you're common in society. So here's the thing. When you're gay, you're seen, so most gay characters aren't usually, most gay people aren't usually important people to society. Like, they aren't big, powerful people. I decided to kind of switch that. So it's quite common for the people like ninjas and powerful women, or sometimes even men, to be gay. And sometimes normal house husbands also are gay and stuff, all that stuff. But it is also not too common for people to be straight, and it's not seen as bad either. They all get along quite well. It's either or. And of course, there's other sexualities. Don't worry. I'm just saying. And I think it is a wonderful thing. And yeah, so that's kind of why that's going on. And just one more thing, Okami does have an ex-boyfriend. That's not really important. He's just some douche. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to tell you guys. Sorry this is like 15 minutes, but it'll be useful for any of you who are new here and would like to get to know more instead of having to completely watch through and still not understand a single thing, because some of you who have even been here from the start still don't really know what's going on here, other than the fact that she's a book character and stuff. So yeah, I do hope you all have a great